Here we go. All right. Hello, everybody, and welcome to our In the Pink Tuesday night team call. Super excited to have you. We have these team calls every Tuesday night at 9 o'clock Eastern time. This is a wonderful way for us as a team to kind of get together. It's our community. This is our water cooler. You know, we're doing our business, we're doing our things in our homes, and then we come together on Tuesdays to learn and grow together. And this tonight is really exciting because we have a very special guest, and it's Miss Andrea Mitchell, and she is a Diamond Ambassador with the company, which is whoop, whoop, amazing. I know, I just cannot wait to learn from Andrea. I have admired her and watched her from afar and have had the opportunity to also get to know her, and she is a lovely, lovely person with a very, very inspirational story and just a real heart for serving. And so I know that you all are going to be very blessed by what she shares tonight. So I'm not going to do all the talking, so that's all y'all are going to hear from me, and I'm going to turn it over to Andrea to share a little bit about her story. And sort of the theme for the next couple of months is sort of tips from the top. Like if you, and I say this a lot, if you want to be successful in this business, what's the best way to be successful is we learn from the people that have already walked the path and have achieved the success. So she's going to share with us.
Dawn, thank you so much. I am so excited. I don't get asked very often to do tips from the top, so I kind of feel special that Dawn asked me. And I so appreciate Dawn pouring into my team out on the East Coast. I think that's what's really neat about what we do is we're not trying to shove anybody's team out the door and lock the door behind them. We really want to embrace each other. And so I love it. I love pouring in other teams. Hopefully something I've said isn't probably any different than what Dawn or Celeste have said to y'all, but it is just from a different voice. And so maybe it hits a different nerve or you hear it differently. So, and I'll tell you a little bit about my story and then I'll get into just a few of my tips. And I actually like question and answer. While I'm talking, if you want to chat, that's fine. And then at the end of kind of me going through my stuff, I'll answer some of the chats, or you can just unmute and ask me the question. And I love interaction. I would much rather talk to y'all than y'all just watch my face go for a while. So a little over 3 years ago, I saw Plexus being talked about on Facebook. And I'll kind of do tips of the trade kind of as I go through my story. I think there's a lot of learning points. And so I saw Plexus being talked about on Facebook by a couple of people, and y'all wasn't interested. And it looked like an energy drink that was being sold as an MLM, and neither one of those things was attractive to me. Energy was definitely attractive, but I had promised my husband I would no longer be drinking energy drinks like the ones you get at the gas station. And I just thought that's what it was. Everyone kept talking about energy and showing this pink drink and saying the words Plexus. And so that's all I could associate it. And then I knew it was an MLM, and I kind of felt bad for those people selling an energy drink through an MLM when you could just get it from the gas station. So a few months go by, and I kind of see it a little bit more. And, I scroll past it. I'm a little interested. I mean, y'all, I'm mom of 3. My oldest has cerebral palsy, and she's in a wheelchair. And then we have 2 boys. So life is nuts. And so it was something I definitely wanted, but something I wasn't willing to risk an unhealthy, like chemical, dump of a drink. I just wasn't willing to do that. And so just kind of kept scrolling. And then one day, my friend Rosalind started posting about Plexus. And if you have ever seen or heard Rosalind Payne talk, Rosalind is just someone with tons of integrity. And she doesn't do anything by the, fly by the seat of her pants. She's very organized and methodical. And she was my boss 15 years ago. And for the past 15, 16 years, she's really been a mentor to me. And so when someone that you trust that much, and I knew her health background a little bit to know she shouldn't be drinking an energy drink. And so I immediately messaged her and said, what are you doing? As so many of us do, we literally message the person selling Plexus and go, oh, girl, that's a bad idea. I mean, I have good friends on my team that did that to me. And so I know that's what I did to Roz. And so I messaged her and said, that's an awful idea. What are you doing? And she was like, no. You don't know enough about this. And so she started telling me just little details. I think she was silver at the time, so she didn't know tons of information, as so many of us do when we get started. And she just kind of gave me like bits and pieces. It's natural. It's plant-based. It is not caffeine, crazy. It is all these great things. It's, color with beet extract that we know. And I was like, oh, well, you kind of just took all of my doubts away. Like my doubt was that it was all of these bad things and you made them all sound good. So my tip would be what you're posting on Facebook matters. What people see you portraying our products as being really, really matters. And you think you're talking about gut health, but what does that actually mean to the general population? So you need to really be intentional about what you're posting on Facebook. What do they see? If they just scroll you every once in a while, what are they seeing our products are? What's the message that you're sending? And so I ordered it immediately that day as a preferred customer. And for the next 2 months, I was a great preferred customer. My auto ship came. I didn't ask any questions. I just took my products. It's really consistent because I wanted that energy. And about 2 months in, I had routine blood work done. And my routine blood work came back really, really good. And I called up Rosalind and said, why in the world is this energy drink causing my blood work to change? Like, that doesn't make any difference. It's the only thing I had changed. And she said, well, when your blood sugar is stabilized, other systems in your body stabilize, and everything functions better. And I thought, oh, well, that makes sense. No one ever told me that. Why didn't any of my doctors tell me that? So then a very sweet family member of ours who has some gut health problems because of antibiotics since birth and low muscle tone and some other things going on in her body. And we thought, what if the probiotic, the magnesium supplement, the BioCleanse, and the multivitamin, the X Factor, could really help out this person? And so we checked with everyone we could talk to, and they all said, go for this. And we did. And within 48 hours, we saw massive health improvements. And 3 months later, we knew that we had really struck gold on products working for this family member. And so I looked at my husband one day and said, we've got to continue buying this forever. It's the one thing that has worked. It's the one thing that has changed our family's life and just the way that process is run in our family. And not just for me, but for different family members. And he went, you're right, but can you get it cheaper? And I was a preferred customer, a really good preferred customer. I think we were on 10 products were on the shelves at this point at the house. And I was like, I can join as an ambassador and sell it. And he's like, oh, no. So I stink at MLMs. If you'd asked my husband 3 years ago, he would say MLMs are not her business. They're really not what she's good at. And she's not very good at selling to her friends. She's not very good at, sharing, something that she has to make money off of. Because that's what a lot of us think is, I can't tell somebody because now I make money off of it. If I didn't make a penny off of a movie, I could tell you all day long what movie to go to. I was just telling a guest in our house that he has to go see this new show that's out. This Is Us, this new show that's out this season. And I'm telling him all these things about it because I don't make a penny off of it. But I bet if I made $1 every time a new person went and watched it, I'd feel a little guilty every time I said, you need to go watch this, even though I really do feel that way. It's just interesting how our minds work. It's like we trick ourselves. So anyways, I'm not very good at MLMs historically. So this is what we stood in our kitchen and talked about. It was $35. We were already in love with the products. We knew we weren't going to stop using them. What if I just got 5 friends to buy products? What if I just covered the cost of my products? It's a probiotic. It's a multivitamin. It's energy. It was helping some people with weight loss. It was doing some really, neat things. Why not just share it and see what happens? And so I started on November 30th, 2013 as an ambassador, and I shared my very first post that day. And y'all, from that day until the day I went Emerald, there's not a single day in my time hop that is not about Plexus. It's about a lot of things. My kids, my husband, every trip we go on, most meals that we eat. I already had a very active Facebook to begin with, and I just plugged Plexus right into all of that. So in my first 12 days, I went silver, and 6 weeks I went gold. My 3rd month, I went senior gold. My 4th month, I went ruby, senior ruby, and my 5th month, I went emerald. And my 8th month, I went sapphire, and by 14 months, I went diamond. And all of that is literally because I had full belief in the products. It took me a little while, about a month, to get full belief in the business. But as soon as I could tell that the products mattered to people, the products were something people were literally begging to have, something that worked, something that made them feel better, sleep better, just function as their bodies better. And I thought, well, I mean, I'll just keep sharing it with people. I didn't have all these strategies. I didn't go through, and we had one training page that Jen and Celeste had. It wasn't like we had all this, we didn't have a welcome pack. We didn't have all this great information, y'all. I literally just showed up and said, I need to tell everybody these products are amazing. I mean, they're sitting next to my desk. I have my ProBio 5 and my Mega X right here because I take it as soon as I'm done on my computer, I take them before I go to bed. Like, it's what I do. We take the things because the things work. And so I started just sharing. And y'all, I never stopped. I didn't think, what if someone, says that, that probiotic doesn't work? Or what if they say, Plexus made, my cousin's neighbor's best friend's sister's aunt sick, which happens a lot because people don't, they just say stuff. What if? I was like, but what if these products will do for other people what they've done for us? What if, after a couple of months of doing this, I thought, what if all this money I'm making, some of my best friends can make this money and stay home with their kids and get out of debt and bring their husbands home from a job they hate? Like, what if this, and it's funny because we have the inside of our welcome pack box says, what if this could change everything? And for me, it changed our health. And it changed our finances, but we already had a really good system there. But watching it change everything for my friends and people I love, and over the last 3 years I've really come to care about, that's like life-changing. That's bigger than me. We have a speaker trainer that a lot of times whenever we're talking like to large groups of people, like say a Zoom like this, we're always so worried about what everyone's saying. So the compact mirror is faced at us because we're like, how does this look for me? Well, as y'all can tell, I don't have any makeup on. My hair is a messy bun. I'm in the clothes I've worn all day, running around doing life. And y'all, it's not about me. It's about y'all. It's how does this Zoom help you? And I probably have said 1,000 times. I probably will stumble over words and skip things. And there will be things after I get off the Zoom. I'm like, I forgot to say this, or I said this wrong. It doesn't matter. I want to pour into you. And really what you do with your business should be the exact same thing with your friends and family. It's not about you. It's not about what they say back to you. It's not about, are you nervous about their questions or it's not about you. It's, can you give the opportunity of the products or the business to someone else and just see what happens? What if it lights a fire under someone to get healthier? What if it lights a fire under a mom to get to stay home with her kids? And it's bigger than you. I would say I have about 23,000 ambassadors on my team. It is bigger than me. It is so much bigger than me. When people are ranking up on my team, Senior Ruby and Emerald, and I haven't even gotten to meet them yet, it's bigger than me. It has become this massive working tool that changes lives and at the same time is changing finances for people. And so one of the things that I talked about was casting vision. And if you don't feel like you have a vision yet, whether it's vision for what the products can really do or vision for what the business can really do, you need to go borrow somebody else's vision. And one thing that Rosalind did for me is she let me borrow Celeste's vision. I didn't know Celeste, and I'm guessing y'all do because she's kind of up there above y'all too. So Rosalind was about gold when I signed up. And Celeste had already gone to Hawaii and the shopping spree and leaders retreat. And since Roz wasn't doing those things and Celeste was, she called me one day when I was a customer and said, I want you to follow my friend of my friend Celeste on Facebook. Just follow what she does. Watch her do things. Y'all are very similar. Y'all like the same kind of thing. Stay-at-home mamas. Y'all got a pretty nice life. But I just think some of the things she's doing, you would think were so fun to watch. And what she was really doing was casting vision. She was just casting someone else's vision. She was showing me what was possible. And I will say, and Jen Hawkins made a funny post today about winning the shopping spree because it's kind of a running joke. The only reason I signed up to be an ambassador was to win the shopping spree. And it's actually true. It was the one thing that they were doing that I was like, okay, this will never happen in my real life. Like, we've gone to Hawaii, we've gone to New York, we've gone to, do some different things. We love to do those things. But my husband's never going to give me a $5,000 shopping spree anywhere. Like, he just would think that was crazy. And so I thought, what if someday that shopping spree could be mine? What if I could just get $5,000 in gift cards at Bloomingdale's and just go buy whatever I want and no one asks what the Amex bill looks like? Like, it's just mine. And it just sounded like so much fun. That may not be what's fun for you. It may be something totally different and it's really not shallow. It's okay. I know that my shopping desires are, not, earth-shattering and world-changing, but they're fun and there's something that's just part of me. I actually majored in fashion merchandising. Shopping is actually part of things I love to do, part of who I am. And I've now this year won the shopping spree 3 times. It was something that mattered to me. It mattered, but it doesn't matter. Y'all know those things in life that it's like your kid doing ballet or soccer or getting, to play the violin they want to play for whatever awful reason this year. Like, it matters, but it doesn't really matter. Like, long-term, eternity-wise doesn't matter, but today in your house it kind of matters. That's kind of how the shopping spree was for me. And so find something that matters to you that we do. It might just be a carrot, y'all. It might just be doubling your bonus this month. I mean, how incredible is the rank up and score? Like, our company literally heard us say September was hard, or this business is hard. And it is hard. It's simple, but it's not easy. It is simple, but it is not easy. What we do, I do the same thing Dawn did. Dawn and I do the exact same thing that Celeste and Jen told us to do. It's simple. The formula is so simple, but it's not easy. It's not easy to get outside your comfort zone. It's not easy to talk to people. It's not easy to hear no. It's not easy to get up in the morning, 30 minutes early or stay up 30 minutes late, or not watch your new show and DVR it and someday catch back up on it, which, believe me, is going to be us for the month of October if you're serious about this. We'll all on November 1st be catching up on the entire month of October of shows. But I want to give y'all some tips that I have for rank up and score. If you want to get a new customer, share product info daily. Make it look intriguing. If you wouldn't stop on that post and read what was going on, do not write it. If it's too long and you would never stop and read something, you have to hit show more or show all, then don't write it that long. Make it something that would make you stop and think, oh, that graphic's cool, or that, like, the way they wrote that is so great. So you can totally claim other people write that fine, but make it match you. Make it your voice. If you want to get a new ambassador, sorry if my internet keeps going out. If you want to get a new ambassador, private message what the crazy incomes are that you've seen, what the income disclosure chart is, what the people ranked above you are actually ranked at. I mean, y'all have Dawn, who's an emerald, and you have Celeste, who's a double diamond. Like, hello, and Jenny, who's a diamond and a sapphire. Like, if you're in Dawn's line, like, that's a pretty impressive income disclosure chart to circle some incomes on. And really talk about some incentives. Talk they could earn this month. Talk about, know them well enough to know would shopping spree be their thing, or would helping people be their thing? Would researching and really diving into the products be their thing? Everyone kind of has, their thing. If you want to revive a former customer, commit to troubleshoot with them and then listen. So old customers probably will say the products didn't work for them. Let's troubleshoot that. Let's figure out why they think it didn't work for them, and let's figure out how to help them work the products better. Were they taking too much BioCleanse or X Factor? Were they taking Accelerator Plus and they need to try Edge now? Were they taking Slim too early in the morning and then by 4 o'clock they were already having sugar cravings? Maybe they need to move it later in the day. There are tons of videos and tons of research out there on how to troubleshoot our products. I really want to challenge you to come up with your own wording and to not always be asking somebody else, how do I do this? But really research it yourself. And in our videos, there's Melissa Eichenhorst has a great troubleshooting video on the products, and I get y'all some great information on that as well. New former team member. Learn and cast vision. So y'all, so much of what we do is casting a vision on what's possible. What's possible with the products? What's possible with the business? What is available out there to you if you want to reach out and grab it? I really think it's important that we don't take what is our experience. So our experiences are so small. If I told you exactly what Plexus has done for me or exactly what Plexus has done for my family member, that would maybe touch about 10% of y'all. But if I tell you what Plexus has done for so many people, I mean, if I used everybody on this message and I said, oh, but Plexus does this and it does this and it does this, and it only did this for me, but it does this for so many other people. I mean, that's exciting. If you say, I made $100 with Plexus, and someone's not impressed by that, what if you say, but my upline made $1,200 her first month? Or I have team members sidelined to me 10, 15 that made $500 in their first month above their products. If you know other people's stories because you're listening and you're paying attention, you can share those, and those are just as impressive. It doesn't have to be your story. So here's the thing. What Roz told me about the products didn't matter what she was experiencing with them or what she was even using them for. I knew what I needed them for. I knew I needed them for energy and weight loss and eventually for gut health, which I didn't even realize at the beginning is what they did, or just natural health like the X Factor, or a protein supplement for someone in my family that needs protein every single morning. I think 3 out of the 5 of us drink a P96 every single day. And so find other stories that matter. Don't just use yours. But again, it's not about you. It's not about your experience always. It's about them. What will show them their own journey? Because their journey is not going to look like yours anyways. Why would you only show them yours? So that's where I am right now on my journey, and some tips that I have and how to get this information out to the masses so that we can re-rank if you've lost rank, but go for the next rank too. I mean, how exciting. Our company just gets us, and I love it. If that doesn't build belief in this business, I don't know that anything will. If you don't have belief in our president and our CEO that they're willing to do anything to help us out, to help us get these products in other people's hands, and it's going to be really hard to build belief if them practically doubling our money doesn't build some for you. Someone asked me a question. I'm open.
Yes, you guys, ask questions, unmute. This is good stuff. I have a question.
Okay.
So you can kind of rewind back to when you were kind of first building. We have a pretty young team. We've got a lot of people that are kind of like right at silver. They're working to gold, trying to get to senior gold. Do you remember what it was like in that season? Like, what did your day look like and your IPA look like back then?
Insanity. So here's the thing I hear a lot is I don't know what to write back. Y'all, I never thought about it. I just wrote back every time. I think the fact that I posted so much on Facebook and it was all different stuff. I was sharing other people's rank ups because I wasn't ranking up yet. So I remember before the end of my very first month, I went silver kind of in the middle, but before the end of it, I posted everybody that on Roz's team that ranked up, I shared it. Because I wanted people to see that people were making money with this business. Anytime I saw a testimonial that I thought would speak to anybody I knew, I shared it. And anytime I found out a little bit of product information, because I remember I could not remember the difference between ProBio 5 and BioCleanse. Like what one did and the other one. I got an idea of what BioCleanse did. And I knew ProBio 5 meant probiotic, but I really didn't know what the difference in the products were. And so anytime I would get just a little snippet of product information, I would post that. So I wanted everybody else to know that product information. I was almost like eating and like giving it back to everybody at the exact same time. Like as soon as I got it in and understood it, I was giving it out to the masses. I wanted everyone to understand what I knew. And I didn't stop posting my real life. I didn't stop posting pictures of my kids or what we were eating that day because, heaven forbid anyone miss out on one of our meals, which makes no sense. But it never stopped, y'all. I was insane. I would spend 5 minutes in the car, which turned into 15 minutes before I go to the grocery store. I would get to car lines, is at 3 o'clock instead of 3:15 and sit in car lines and message or do a video for my team. When we say nooks and crannies, I really only had nooks and crannies at the time because I hadn't planned anything for Plexus to do. I mean, now so much of my day is surrounded about Plexus, but at the time it was literally, before we would go on a field trip, there'd be 15 minutes between dropping the kids off and loading up for a field trip. I would use that time. I used a lot of voice messaging as soon as voice messaging was available. You'll have 1 minute to give as much great information as you can and don't leave more than one because people will go crazy. and I would just, give simple information. And after my first month, I did do something that I wish I had done in the beginning or had at the beginning. And I wrote out an FAQs, which, just are frequently asked questions. And I actually went through all the questions my first month and wrote it. And it was, what is Plexus? What's in it? What do I, how do I need to buy it? Where do I go find more information? It was just a one sheet. Do you remember like when we learned how to do resumes, that your resume wasn't supposed to go to 2 sheets? It was just all supposed to be on one. I kind of had that same thought. Like, they're not going to go to 2 pages of a document. I have to get everything on one, but try to give as much information as I could. As people, would ask me, I would go, here's a document. As soon as you read, catch up, then I'll give you more. As you have questions, I'll give you more information. And so I tried really hard to just be a constant spew of information. I know a lot of people do business hours now. I still don't do business hours. Business hours stress me out. I like to be available. I like to talk to people. I loved just pouring in, I don't know, let me go find out. I don't know. And at the time, I had Roz worked full time, and Celeste was Celeste, and she was not available. And so my sister signed up about 2 days after me. We power partnered, and she'd go, have you called CS yet? No, why don't you call? Okay, you call CS about this question, and I'll call. I mean, it was like, how does the compensation plan work? How does how many Probio 5 can you take in a day, at the most? How can, we would literally call customer service every time we had any question. If we couldn't find it on the Destination Diamond Dream Team page, then there was no option to go look for it. So we would just go find the answer. Very resourceful. Y'all just didn't stop. I stayed up till midnight. I woke up at 6 to get my kids ready. And you just you remember in that newborn phase, how you just kind of go without sleep because you don't have any choices? I kind of felt like that's how my first really 3 to 6 months were. As I just kind of went through a newborn phase with my business, and I went all in. And anytime it cried, I fed it, and I went, as often as I had to, and I just never stopped. And I think the reason it was so intense is because I was so all in, and I had full belief, and I posted all the time. So people were like, "What are you doing? What is this stuff?" I mean, Ellen Ford, who's a diamond on my team, actually called me and asked me if I'd been hacked. She actually called to tell me I had been hacked, and that this company was posting on my page. And I said, no, I haven't been hacked. I actually loved it. She said, okay, well then tell me more. Because I really like these posts. I just thought somebody was hacking you. I was like,
well, that's hilarious. So she's your level 1?
She's my level 1.
That is so great. So yeah, so you answered the question. I don't know if you saw the chat. How many posts about Plexus per day is too much, would you say?
Y'all, I'm not very good at things like how long to follow up and how many posts are too much. What do you think is too much? For me, if I haven't posted a lot about my family in the day, I'm not going to post a ton about Plexus. I definitely don't want Plexus to override my Facebook. And I would live life on Facebook, though. I would, do something fun in the morning. I mean, this morning I was drinking a juice and taking a B12 liquid shot. I mean, just all this stuff. So I'm posting something non-Plexus. And then, Plexus stuff kind of comes up during the day. But I'm trying to post as much about my life happening as possible during that. Last night it was a picture of my littlest eyes and his eyelashes. It's constantly working it in to your normal life. I have a picture from the other day where I'm kissing a bottle of Edge, which really shows you how much I love Edge. But, we're talking about jet lag and coming back from Terranea and Kona, and a crazy week with a bus crash in the middle. So if I'm posting about that, it's kind of my real life. It's really what I'm going through today, but I'm working products in. If I'm going to bed tonight, and y'all, this is really important, I can post a picture of these 2 products, but I want to post my picture, not Dawn holding her products from last night and saying what Dawn said. I want to post from the heart, because I really do take these products. They really are in my hands. My nails aren't done, and it's okay. They're really long right now from X Factor, so there's a post for you right there. But it's okay if it's your nails messed up with a crazy house behind you. And so I think that it's being real. 5-6 times a day is crazy, but I will not say that there aren't days that I have done 5 and 6 Plexus posts in a day. I have.
I think you hit the nail on the head. I think when you post You post from the heart, right? I love that. You post from the heart. It's coming. It's who you are. You're constantly just showing everyone who you are. Then they learn to trust you. So that's awesome. Let's see. You had another question here. Hang on. Let me see. What about the person who just tries it and says, I guess it doesn't work for me? How do you convince them to try it for longer?
That is setting up expectations. Expectations is a word that I will use all the time. Are you managing expectations? Are you setting up good expectations? And are you managing? So I've had people that say, well, I didn't lose 20 pounds. I'm like, well, you said you wanted to sleep better. Are you sleeping better? Yeah. Okay, you never told me you wanted to lose 20 pounds. So let's go back with that expectation. That's a totally different game plan there. But if you want to sleep better and have more energy and you've got those two things, then we're not in a bad place right now. We just might need to tweak some things so you can now enjoy a different aspect of our products. So I think, what are your expectations? I love it when people, use Pink Drink for, a week for a 7-day trial. They're like, well, I didn't really lose any weight. I'm like, well, if you go to the gym every day for 7 days, you might not have lost weight either, but I promise you're making changes. Mm-hmm. And so I think it's just, what are people expecting? The fact that people want, get skinny, quick schemes, is a little concerning. They would rather, I think, if you have a room of people and you say, how many want to lose 20 pounds on chemicals and how many want to, wait 6 months and lose that weight but do it naturally, you're going to be really, leaning towards the chemical, just in the world that we live in. And so are people willing to spend the time on the products to get healthy, and that healthy really looked like weight loss? Because let's be honest, most people, when they say it's not working for me, it means they didn't lose the amount of pounds that they wanted to lose. And usually those are unrealistic expectations anyways. They want to lose 20 pounds in 6 weeks before they go on a trip. And it's just unhealthy. The medical world would tell you that's unhealthy to even do. So I think managing expectations is the best phrase I can say for that.
Yeah, that's good. Very good. Yes. Let's see. Do you see the other one? Let's see. So this is a product question. So maybe you could give some insight. Wait a minute. Where did it go? Hang on. How do you respond to someone that says they only believe in diet and exercise?
So that doesn't really make sense. So diet is really a supplementation of what your body needs. Exercise is, really just working your body out well. I can't imagine that any health professional thinks that you only need diet and exercise and nothing else. My husband loves to say the word superfoods. The world out there is like cauliflower is a superfood or blueberries are a superfood. And that's because our bodies need extra things. They need extra calcium, which is why there's calcium commercials all the time. Our bodies need things they are not producing. If they're really smart, then they realize that the fruits and vegetables, and obviously the wheat based on gluten, and the meats based on what you can get at like a Whole Foods or a Central Market versus just your regular grocery store or Sprouts. There's stuff out there that's just not the way that it was designed originally. Corn is no longer designed the way it was originally. And so our bodies need that supplementation. It's not making chromium like it should. It's not making magnesium like it should. It's not absorbing nutrients correctly because we have so much junk in our bodies. We're on, antibiotics or prescription drugs, and they do things to our bodies that are not natural, and therefore we need supplementation, and diet and exercise don't take care of that. I think saying diet and exercise is enough, is just a kind of a easy way of saying, I don't want what you have because I don't want you to tell me that what I'm doing isn't enough. I think it's kind of a defense mechanism. And so I would just ask them more questions. Okay, so do you think a daily vitamin is important at all? And if they say no, say, what medical professional have you ever talked to, holistic health or, pharmaceutical, MD, that you've ever talked to that says that you don't need to supplement with vitamins and nutrients. So, and what are they eating all day long that they don't need to supplement? Because I'm fairly certain that they can't get all of their nutrients in just the vegetables and fruits they drink or eat all day. So it'd be really hard to have that conversation with someone and then send them towards someone like a Kim Wilson Pollock on Facebook and have them follow her. And she's a holistic health coach. And she loves to talk about what our bodies need. She drinks green juices and she does all this crazy stuff. I think it's disgusting, but she also takes Plexus because she knows even that isn't enough. And so I just think that's kind of an irresponsible, honestly, response from someone that doesn't really know what our bodies need.
Good answer. Let's see. Here's another one. What is a good example of how you reach out to people who you have not seen or talked to in years, like high school, college people?
So one of my favorites is I will reach out to someone. I have, a list going right now, obviously, with this month. And I'll just reach out and say, hey, girl, every time I am doing a Plexus meeting and I think of, and someone says, who would you want on your team? Your name pops in my head, and I would be crazy to not ask you. I know we haven't talked in a long time, but I've loved following you on Facebook, and I think you would kill this business. You know everybody. Everybody adores you. You look, amazing, and people would take what you were saying and just run with it. You could sell ice to Eskimos. I think you would love the health aspect of this, all the fun and friendship that we have, but I think at the end of the day, you would help so many people. Send.
I'm writing all of that down. That is good.
Well, I can't repeat it, so I hope it's recorded.
It is.
That too just comes from the heart. Like, that is just me really wanting that for somebody else. If what you're doing is not genuine, it will come through every time. You will never sign anybody up if you don't genuinely want it for them more than you want them for yourself.
Amen to that. That's so true. Okay, so here we got more. How do you deal with white lines with excuses of no money, business didn't work for me? How can you help?
The business doesn't work for them because they didn't try to work the business. And I really mean that in the sincerest terms. Not that they didn't, but y'all, this business means you don't stop. Working this business means you're waiting for your desk. I think said. So if you have somebody that says the business isn't working for them, let's figure out what they're saying to people. If you can get someone to screenshot you or three-way you in when they're prospecting, you can maybe tweak it and say, oh, that's a little too long, or don't send 5 documents when you're, prospecting for the first time, or, let's, just inviting them to a group, let's tell them we're inviting them to, an event, not just add them to an event. I think if you can kind of tweak their business for them, with them, you can help them. But if they said they don't have any money and the business didn't work for them, they're probably just really not interested. But if you said, what if I could coach you for the next 4 weeks through this process and try really hard to get you to silver? Would you be interested in just giving it 4 more weeks? Let's see, it's the 4th. We have till the 31st. It's almost 4 full weeks. What if you gave me those 4 weeks to fully coach you, to give you all the information, and you're willing to do the activity? If you're willing to do the activity and listen to my coaching for 4 weeks and it still doesn't work, girl, I wouldn't blame you for getting out. But if after 4 weeks of doing all the things that I think work, if it might work, so say you get a $25 check, would that be enough to keep you in? Yeah, I mean, if I got one check, that all you have to do is get them one ambassador. One ambassador. Help them get one ambassador and they're in. They have belief. Ellen Ford, who I talked about earlier, got one $25 check. She didn't know what she did with it, how she got it. She called me. She's like, why are they paying me money? And so I told her, and she goes, oh, so that's all I have to do? I was like, yeah, you just have to tell people and get them to sign up as ambassadors. She's like, girl, it's on. And she literally did not stop from that moment forward. She needed a $25 check to see that this was valid. And so get a $25 check in their hand this week, get them to sign up an ambassador. Next Friday, they get a check. And that is huge for so many people. Confidence just shoots up when they get that first check.
Very good. So when you were all in and you were really rolling and reaching out, do you remember how many people do you think you kind of reached out to daily or weekly, would you say?
Well, I will say I had 1,500 Facebook friends when I first started. So I had a really big audience to start with of just people I was mass reaching with my posts. As soon as it kind of got to the point where I was really having to reach out more than people were reaching out to me, I can go 20 people a day now. I can still to this day find 20 people in a day that I have not reached out to yet. Most of my kids' school, I have not talked to about Plexus. Some of them are on my team. I mean, I probably have 10 or 15 moms from the school on my team, but I have not talked to a lot of the moms and a lot of the new moms this year. I mean, it's only, a month and a half into school, and I haven't even talked to yet. And my daughter's school has new moms this year I haven't talked to. Our Sunday school class at church just had a whole changeover, and there's new people in there that I haven't gotten to talk to. So I still probably average about 20 people a day. I rarely go a day where I'm not reaching out to 5. And sometimes that's a follow-up. Sometimes it's someone I've been trying to, get on my team, for 3 years. And there's a lot of follow-up this month, which is probably why I'm reaching out to about 20 average a day, is because a lot of them are follow-up. Hey, girl, I'm not letting go of you. I'm not going to back out. Even if you told me not to message you anymore, I'm still going to message you because I want you so badly on my team because I knew you would do this.
Well, I want to join your team, Andrea, because it sounds like you have a really great team. See, I'm like, yeah, that sounds great. See, it's just the way she's presenting it, right? That is so awesome.
I'll tell Celeste that we're going to get that change moved over. I'll let her know.
She doesn't need us. With 23,000 people, but that's funny. That's amazing. That is amazing. Well, I want to go ahead and wrap it up because I'm just so grateful for your time. I know that you're busy and you've got 23,000 people that you lead. And so for you to take the time to be with us and to pour into my team, and we've at one point we had 64 people on the call. So that's really awesome to have that many people and excited to hear from you. So we're just all really blessed by what you shared. And I took notes, and I can't wait to go back to the recording and get motivated all over again. So thank you, darling. Thank you so much. So we are excited about October, right? It's on like Donkey Kong, y'all. We are going for it. I want to see, we're going to have promotions out the wazoo, and take what Andrea said and the way that she built her business. And if you didn't get anything for tonight but that awesome enthusiasm and the smile and the authenticity that she projects, then, to me, that's just the heart of it, to really just be that authentic and real. So anyway, love everybody. I'm going to just go ahead and end the meeting, and love you guys. And thank you so much again, Miss Andrea. Bye, guys.